Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you to the members of the Transportation Committee. I appreciate taking the time to listen today. I come to speak in support of SB 1375. Certainly would urge you to move this bill forward and continue to try to do everything that we can do to make our highways a safer place for people to travel and to work. But I'm coming to speak today in support of the bill because there's a component of the bill that specifically addresses a serious traffic and safety issue in New Britain, where I'm from and where I represent. We have an area of New Britain that is called the Brittany Farms neighborhood, which is located very close to West Farms Mall. If you're familiar with that area, there's a Costco there, there's a Target there. There's been significant commercial development on the main road that runs adjacent to where this housing complex is located. And through the course of community meetings that we've held in my district and in the city, Senator Lopes and I have begun to learn about the concerns of the residents there. And essentially the issue is that there is a one lane or one way in and one way out of that housing complex. There are, I would say, about 150 housing units there. There are apartments, condominiums, and there is a healthcare facility there called Autumn Lake Healthcare Facility, which provides memory care services to senior citizens. So the residents there are very concerned because there's only one access road in and out. In an emergency situation, there is no traffic backs up there. It's very difficult for them to leave the complex. It's very difficult for them to come in. If anyone has been to Costco there, the traffic backs up off the exit onto Route 9. It's very difficult for them to even get to work in the morning. Coming home, sometimes they have to go past the exit that they need for their development and go to the next exit and come in the back way. So it's a very difficult situation for them. This was really borne out last year. A tree fell across the road where they would drive in and out of their complex. And the tree was there for about an hour before the Public Works Department could get there and cut the tree up and allow access again. And so the residents there were rightly nervous that if there was a heart attack in the complex, if somebody at the nursing care facility needed emergency assistance, there would be no way to get there. And so Senator Lopes and I have been trying to work with DOT to come up with some solutions for the residents there. Part of this bill would put a temporary pause on any commercial development on the main road that's adjacent to this complex. It's called Hartford Road, until DOT does a conclusive traffic study about what can be done. It's not anything that would be a long-term pause, but it would be a temporary halt on development there until we can get a firm idea of how to make the traffic situation there better. When this housing complex and nursing care facility were built, there was no Costco, there was no Target, there was no development that included a Starbucks, a mattress store, and a fried chicken place. The only thing that was there was West Farms Mall. So as you can imagine, the amount of traffic flow has increased significantly over the last 10 or 15 years, and the residents there are really worried about their safety. They're worried about the safety of their children that take the school bus in and out of that complex on a daily basis. So I would just urge your support of this bill and ask you to move it forward in the legislative process.
Thank you so much, Representative. It looks like we have a question online from our, yes, it is, Senator Lopes. Senator Lopes, it's all you.
What a coincidence. He says my name and I appear.
The esteemed senator.
I do want to reiterate what Representative DeFronzo has been saying. From a personal perspective, I grew up in that neighborhood many years before. 1976, I was in that area. My mother and brother still live in that neighborhood, and it became 20 years of being unable to visit my mother from Thanksgiving to Christmas because of the traffic backups coming off Route 9 and going through those roads. And now it's come to the point where it's every day, even today. On the way to visit my mother this morning, I could not get off the Route 9 exit. It was backed up a quarter mile onto Route 9, and what is commonplace. You're used to it. So you pass that exit, you drive further down Route 9, you get onto Route 84, and then you get off the Route 84 Corbin's Corner exit, and then you backtrack back to that neighborhood, and you do the reverse of that when you leave. And then, of course, it's expounded by even being worse during the holiday shopping periods. And the bigger push of this is the development's not stopping. There is continued development. There are 3 or 4 brand new stores on that strip, and apparently that there's still going to be further development there. And I believe that has to be halted until more of a study is done and maybe some road improvements are done. You can't imagine 150 units of housing. You're looking at maybe 500 people, including a nursing home, with one road going in and out onto Hartford Road that is absolutely dead stopped from Thanksgiving to Christmas every single year, and they cannot come in or out. Fire trucks, ambulances cannot come in or out, cannot get through. Every single day from Thanksgiving to Christmas, there is police there directing traffic because the traffic lights and the timers do not work to manage the amount of traffic there. It is a significant public safety problem that I get to see almost daily. I am going to ask Representative DeFronzo to describe the public meeting we had at the Spotswood Church, and just if you could recount what some of the people discussed.
Sure. We had about 50 people total there. I would say there were probably 14 or 15 people that spoke just to this traffic issue from that neighborhood. They recounted stories of issues with their children and grandchildren's buses, issues with ambulances getting tied up in the traffic trying to get to the nursing home. They recounted the tree story that we talked about earlier. So number of issues with security and safety issues that they've raised. They're not necessarily opposed to any development. They just want to make sure that they are able to get in and out of their buildings in a timely fashion. And one of the things that they said was when they are leaving for work, they have to budget in basically an extra 15 or 20 minutes just to get out of their complex. That's even before they get onto the highways and things like that. So it's a quality of life issue for them as well, and also a safety issue. I do want to add, the last time that a traffic study was done of that area was in 2013, prior to the opening of the Costco store. So there's been a number of developments since then that have also increased the traffic flow. And so there may be some short-term fixes like changing the timing on the lights. There may be some longer-term fixes, which may include adjusting how the lanes are set up or how the traffic flows. But I don't think we're talking about anything that would be any type of cost overruns in terms of budgetary expenses. But we are talking about some folks getting out there and taking a look at the situation and making some recommendations for us.
Through you, Madam Chair, if I may.
You may.
Thank you. I would go a bit further to say that I think development must be stopped until either a second entrance to that complex has been created, even if it's a one-way entrance to allow emergency vehicles to go in, and development. I would push harder to say development should stop until a traffic study is done. I'm pushing a little bit harder on this than some of the others. It is something I face daily, and it is a major problem. But I'm done with my questions. Thank you very much.